beginning. Okay,
Yeah.
before we pray, we are on chapter 8, which is titled The Undivided Will to Heal.
Okay, wait a minute. I think I do have his book. Okay.
And we're in section 6.
That's in the text, correct?
Yes.
Chapter 8.
Chapter 8, section 6, using the body solely for communication.
What is the real world?
It's The Undivided Will to Heal, chapter 8.
Chapter 8. Okay, all right. And what's the subchapter in it?
It's section 6.
The undivided will of the sonship?
Nope, using
No.
the body solely for communication.
Oh, okay. Got it.
All right.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to say a prayer. All right. So placing my hands on my heart, taking that breath of love and gratitude. So grateful and thankful for this time to come together, to be the two or more who are gathered in the name and the nature of love. Grateful for this moment to center in our heart space. Grateful for our willingness, our dedication, our devotion to remembering our true identity, which is perfect, unconditional love, pure innocence, completely whole, abundant, wise, prosperous, beautiful. Grateful for our mighty companions, our earthly and heavenly helpers. We ask that they join us, surrounding and supporting us now, blessing everyone here, blessing all who may listen later. We're grateful to be open-hearted, open-minded, great receivers of the all good, and grateful for the inspiration of our mighty companions. We ask that they inspire us and guide us on our conversation today. We are claiming all of the blessings and the kingdom of heaven right here and right now, and we are grateful to be able to share the benefits of all that we receive and all that we are with Mother Earth and all her beings, because we are one. In grace and gratitude, we let it be, and so it is. Amen.
Amen.
So as I mentioned, we are in chapter 8, The Undivided Will to Heal, section 6, using the body solely for communication. And I'm going to start us on page 316, paragraph 17, where he says, joy is unified purpose, and unified purpose is only God's. When yours is unified, it is his. Interfere with his purpose, and you need salvation. You have condemned yourself, but condemnation is not of God. Therefore, it is not true. No more are any of the results of your condemnation. When you see a brother as a body, you are condemning him because you have condemned yourself. But if all condemnation is unreal, and it must be unreal because it is a form of attack, then it can have no results. And what came to mind for me when I was reading that was what he's talking about here is alignment, flow, allowing, accepting, tolerance. And I feel like I'm having an experience of many opportunities to practice tolerance of my own humanity. And it brought up for me that quote from David Hawkins' book, the Healing and Recovery book. I don't know what page or section this is from. I just have the clipped paragraph. where he says mental systems had to be questioned to find out what was going on, because it was obvious that a person with so many illnesses could hardly be said to be free of conflict. I began to study my perfectionism and see how this tendency, which allowed me to forgive others but did not allow me to forgive myself, was creating an intolerance of my own humanness. As you can see, to be intolerant and condemn and attack all these things within oneself produces unconscious guilt about one's own human limitations. And I think a lot of this is coming up for me, not only because of my own health diagnoses and seeming challenges, but also like looking back at Rudy's
Stop. No.
Journey with illness and how I judged it while he was on this earth, and how I've judged myself for my own shortcomings in judging that, and also how I've judged myself because now I seem to have these diagnoses of my own. And so I'm really interested in cultivating not only a tolerance, but an understanding and a love for all of those places where I am not being tolerant of my humanity, and realize that it has to be the way that it is, or it wouldn't be that way, I guess, is is what I'm coming to. And I'm really interested to see what happens. I've signed up for Jennifer's Stop Playing Small retreat again. I've taken it so many times, but it's really a great intensive for me, especially anytime there seems to be a crossroads in my life. And so I can't imagine a much bigger crossroads than this. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes up, exploring that. Allowing myself to become in alignment with God, in alignment with the Holy Spirit, in alignment with Jesus, in alignment with my Christed self, and allow what is happening to happen without attacking it or myself, and just to see what that feels like in my mind and in my body and in my life experiences. So, but I love that first line: joy is unified purpose. Joy is unified purpose. And so I'm ready to accept and experience more joy. So that's where I'm starting us at. Anybody else have anything that they would like to share from the reading or from what I shared?
Hi, I'm Peggy.
Hi, Peggy.
Hi, I don't know many of you. I know Linda, but I've just moved into a community where I lived in a house before with a big yard, and I moved into a senior citizen community. It's a very lovely place, but I have a dog, and he is he's a cross between a dachshund and a Yorkie, so he has the voice of both of those breeds, which means he's a barker, and he's annoying my neighbor. She put a very threatening note on my door on Sunday. I had to go to church because I was involved with a lot of stuff, and I was gone for about 4 hours. When I came back, this very, very hostile note was on my door, and she had already been pretty hostile toward me, and it really upset me. And So I've been trying to deal with her with kindness and love and trying to resolve this issue. So this has been a teaching lesson for me. I mean, it's like, I feel like I'm in graduate school teaching lesson. So she's known, I'm told she's known to be kind of difficult, but I'm trying to surround her with love, not judge her, not judge my dog. There you go. Say, Logan, just excuse me a minute. Hang on. Hang on. Logan, come here. Come here, Logan. Logan.
Oh, he is cute as a button.
So, anyway, that's one of the challenges I'm facing right now. Because I love my little dog. His name is Logan. And he was adopted from the pound about 2 years ago. And he's adorable and I love him. But I also understand that he has a loud voice. And I don't want to disturb people.
Yeah. You want to put your headphones back on? Yeah.
Did y'all get that?
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
that. Yeah,
Okay.
but I knew you wouldn't be able to hear us.
Right. Thank you. I'm also going deaf. That's one of the reasons I moved into this facility, because I'm I'm profoundly deaf. So I wear headphones and so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it feels like it is a great opportunity for you to practice tolerance of your fears around this, and like you said, your judgments of the dog, your judgments of her, your judgments of yourself, and your feelings about all of it. And my sense is that you, as you're doing this work and holding that high watch for her and for this whole situation and for yourself, I'm just feeling like you're going to become really good friends with this woman eventually. That's my sense.
That would be that's what I'm hoping for too.
Yeah.
There's something bringing us together,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. And it
Okay.
may, start on what seems like a rocky foot, but I have this sense that you're the one that's going to break the ice with her, and then she's not going to be known as the difficult one anymore. So yeah, just keep doing what you're doing, Peggy. I think you're doing a great job.
I hope it's going to resolve that way. I want the best for all of us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Anybody else have anything that they would like to share with Peggy or share from what we read? Go ahead, Carol.
Hi, everybody. It's been a while for me, but I miss the group and I love being here. And it's so funny because this is not funny, it's very timely because this section is about the body. And I'm going through, I'm 78 years old, and Peggy, I live in a facility as well. It's a continuing care facility. And my husband passed just about exactly 2 years ago, give or take a couple of months. And my daughter lives nearby, and she wanted me close to her after my husband passed, of course. And so here I am. But recently, I have experienced a lot of vertigo, which is not fun. Um, and now I'm going to the doctor later today for sleep apnea. That's another fun thing to experience. And it'll be my first visit, so more than likely I'll get fitted for some kind of a device. And this lesson was extremely timely for me because I don't see myself, thank God, I don't see myself as sick or imperfect or weak or any of that. I realize that our bodies change over time, and we have to, one way or another, accept those changes. And I am focusing on continuing to love my body through the experiences with these limitations or apparent limitations, and accept myself lovingly and be patient with myself as much as I know how, realizing it's not me. This is not me. This is the shell or the, frame in which my spirit resides. And so to know that and to constantly, consistently realize that is my goal, knowing then that I am whole, perfect, and complete. I am without flaws. I am as God made me. Those are my identifications. And so this section was wonderful to help me confirm and reaffirm those truths, knowing that this life, this planet, this experience we have is to teach us, is to help us to be unbotherable in our spirit, in our perfection, in our truth. And so this has helped me tremendously. I don't know if I can, I love the section you read, Linda, because it's really quite a good summary. I usually go, I have so much underlined, it's crazy, but I usually go to and you did go to the very end, not the beginning. But
No, I went to 17, so there's still one more paragraph.
there's still
after that.
one more, and I love that section too. It's my summary section, and so
Yeah.
I'm going to read it. Do not allow yourself to suffer from the results of what is not true. Oh man, what a sentence. Hello, there
Yeah.
we are. What is not true is that we are a body. So don't get yourself mixed up in that. You're
Yeah.
not. Your body is a vehicle that is meant to be used and serviced, service you, yourself, your love, your spirit, your soul, your reality. That's what our body is for. And it's so funny because I had therapy this morning for the vertigo, which I've been experiencing for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And it's much less. At this point, the therapist does not believe I have it any longer. But what I do have is a tendency to, when I get up out of a chair or if I get up out of bed and switch positions after a long time, I will experience a couple of minutes or maybe even a minute, maybe not even. I have no concept of actually a minute or a half minute or whatever that is, of just a moment or two of disorientation. Just a little bit of that sensation, which I thought meant I still had vertigo, but I don't. However, that is my propensity to and signal to just give myself that 30 seconds or however long it takes to just reorient where I am. Because if I sit a long time like I'm doing right now, then I go to get up. It's
Mhm.
not that vertigo comes right back. It's that I have to give myself a moment to focus. And if that happens till the day that I leave this planet, well, that's fine with me. It's not a big deal, and I'm okay with it because that's a part of the aging. It just is. That's the way things are on this planet. Things, become limiting, and you can't do what you did all the time before, and that's an acceptance and whatever. So, and I'm on my way to the doctor this afternoon for the first visit of sleep apnea. Hello, I'm going from one to the other, and so I'm like, just it's a wonderful time of constantly experiencing different things, but having to just love myself through it, be patient with myself, affirm who I truly am frequently, and constantly remember I'm not my body. And I do instruct my body when I need to. So if I get up out of bed and I experience a little bit of that woozy, I'll tell it, please stop now. You don't need to do this. And I talk to my body. I do direct it. I do, because my body is in service to me, the true me. And
Yeah.
so that has helped me. So I'm going to read the very last part. Do not allow yourself to suffer from the results of what is not true. Free your mind from the belief that this is possible. It is complete impossibility, and your full awareness of its complete impossibility lies your only hope for release. But what other hope would you want? Freedom from illusions lies only in not believing them. So the illusion that I'm a body is impossible. I know I'm not. Where are they without your belief? Where are the lies you tell yourself if you don't believe them?
Yeah.
There is no attack, but there is unlimited communication and therefore unlimited power and wholeness. The power of wholeness is extension. Do not arrest your thought in this world, and you will open your mind to creation in God. And so extension is the oneness, extension is the communicating with other beings who are the same as you in all these different ways. We are still the same, we are still one. We may not experience every single sensation or physicality together or the same way, but we are on this planet, and therefore we have a commonality in that, but that we are all unlimited, we are all perfect, we are all complete and pure, healthy, innocent beings. And so this section was wonderful in that it constantly brought home the fact of our true reality. We cannot attack. When we are in our right minds, when we are in our true selves, our true reality, our joy, our peace, our innocence, our wisdom, we cannot attack. It is not possible. So, and I love that Carla's probably going to talk about it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Carla. I'm done. I love you guys. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Carol.
Okay. Yeah, it's very important, that word, the attack. That in fact, I counted it. I think I counted 10 times that it came in this section. And it's interesting, the very first word is attack. Attack is always physical. And what is attack? Attack is anger, fear, upset of any kind. Concern is not really attack, because it's when you go beyond worry. I guess worry is attack, but concern is like just noticing what is happening, and then we have a choice as to where to go. If we go to worry, or if we just go to acceptance and peace and allowance and stuff. And I want to say, I won't read it. It's rather long. But I put in the group, and this is like the third time I put it in. It's interesting. It's really interesting because if I remember correctly, every other time, nobody ever like mentioned, like hearted it or said, commented, put a little note that, and this time, and now, I'm not really as attached. I just do what I do, right? And I'm just letting, I do what I do, and then everybody else chooses what they choose. And then I have a choice of how I respond to what they choose. And that can be also attack, judgment, blame, and so what I say is I put this, is attack possible? And I used to read it when I discovered it by Regina Dawn Akers. I think I read it at least, I read it every opportunity that I would bring it up. I go, oh, then I'd read it. And what was I? Was I reading it to help? No, I was only because I was interested in getting it. And I get it. I understand it more fully now, but when we think, what I'm realizing is when I think I've got it, then I'm probably an ego because, that's a judgment, oh, I have it. And I just notice when I go to, oh, this is boring, or man, I'm just so tired of this, or whatever. It's all those things. And I thought when I first discovered it, when I first realized through Jennifer helped me and to notice how much I was judging, how much I was giving the meaning to getting everything. And I mean, for a while I thought I was much better. I probably was down to like, some number like 5%. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, every experience. I mean, the script is written. It says in the course, the script is written by God. What is a script? It's not what will happen. It's everything that's possible that could happen. And then what we have the freedom to choose, right? So we get to choose. We are actually writing the script by our choices, which is our creations. And I swore myself I'd keep this to one. Sometimes they go too many, too much. And I'm not I don't want to judge myself, but I just notice how in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'll just keep it to attack and really simple and not overwhelm people. And, too much information. I mean, let me give an example. I put what seems like a silly solitaire app game, but it's so amazing. It has taught me so much. The people I have met, and there have been so many different types, the people who just want to use and people who are very loving. And I've learned probably the most in my life. I mean, of anyone thing from this one app game. It's like everything can be utilized by God for good to help us. And I'm so grateful that I don't have to, I know nothing in the way of mastery. I know nothing. I don't need to know. I need to let go. And it may be dress, you know, what I say, my thing is address the appearance, hold the truth. But it's really, we have to look maybe when we cross the street or if the tire's flat, all sorts of stuff. Is it what I'm saying is, sure, we have a body. We have to do what we have to do, eat, pay bills, sleep, whatever. But no, as in Carol's, as exciting as it all because the contractors came, but I didn't hear everything he said, Carol, but I heard a little bit. It's hold the truth. It's know the truth that we are and what love is. And so it's challenging. Not challenging in a bad way, challenging in like, yeah, this is so great. They get to learn something else instead of saying like, oh no, I failed that again, or I made that mistake again, or ooh, chose upset, whatever. I'm like, yeah, I got to practice again. Thank you. And it is very challenging to have experiences that, I mean, when I was a child, I used to climb up the side of 80 feet high. I used to walk across 4-inch boards. I had balance, and like Carol said, things change. You know, do I want to? For a long time, I used to be upset because I used to dance, and I found a lot of joy in the dancing, but maybe I'll read a poem if that's okay. If I can find it real quick. That I think is gonna help. Okay, sorry, it's gonna take me a minute. I wasn't planning on reading it, but here it is. Poems. Okay, it's called. What's it called? Gem of Joy. And this is one I've changed for my mother just passed away a couple months ago. Let's see if I can remember the original. The sun sets, the crocuses fade, the leaves fall. It seems like something is over, done. But does the joy we have experienced in that time ever leave us? No. The memory is still there. It may seem to fade, but the joy never does. It is still there, still in our hearts, forever. There to be touched by awareness and expanded into our awareness. Thank you. Thank you for the gem of joy that is there in my heart, awaiting a gentle touch of awareness. So, and that's, I think what I'm saying is, it seems like things are challenging, but that joy of dancing in my youth or younger, when I was a couple years ago, it was like 8, 10 years ago. It's still there. I can still remember it. And I'm going to this little another story. Is it in this game is app game? There's a woman named Peggy. She came to the team, and she was very religious. She played at church, and she went, she was very kind and giving, and did a lot of stuff. In 1 week, I think this is what I meant. 1 week, she didn't show up for a day. It's like you usually show up every day, but she didn't show up for like 5 days. And I'm like, I think something's wrong. And so David at the time helped me. I was in Columbia at the time. I called, she lives in like, I don't remember, Minnesota or Illinois or something. And I called them, and I had them, well, I called her because I had her number. First I had her number. When she spoke to me, like something was wrong. She couldn't talk to me. All she said was the same thing over and over. But I knew she was there because when I said something like, she laughed. And so I called up. I was able to call up like a 911, had someone come out, and I waited. I kept staying on the phone with her until someone came out. And this is what I think I was meant to say, because I need to appreciate myself. That she told me this week that the doctor told her she had had a stroke. And she said the doctor told her that normally nobody survives the type of stroke that she had. And I'm just really grateful that, look, she can't play anymore, and she can't play anymore. Her life is very different. And I hope, I really know the truth of her, that she is loved. And the ego, the separate mind comes in and tells us stuff, fear stuff, false stuff. And I still can feel very sad. It's okay. I hope she never believes it. So I read that poem to her and remembers it. Joy, because just because the time is over and done at playing or being on a team or playing with her or communicating with her, and sometimes I used to pray with her. It is not over. It is still in my heart. And how do we know that? We feel it. That's why the body is the perfect communication device, because when we feel something else, not being upset, whatever, we have left ourselves. And it's okay to notice, it's okay to do that. It's okay. It's okay. It's all practice. We're all practicing. I guess practicing, but so sometimes when things change, when things like, she's not playing, I don't communicate with her much, and we get upset and be sad, and I feel it. I feel sad. It's okay to feel that sadness, but I feel it and let it go. You know, but I am that for which life flows. I am not that. I'm not the sadness. I'm not the upset. I am the peace. Because that is how we're created by God. We cannot change what God created. So that's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Thank gosh that you listened to the voice that told you to contact her. Like, who knows how long she would have gone without care for that stroke. Yeah. It's amazing. And it's because we are practicing living in that flow where we believe more in what we don't see than what we do see. Yeah. I'm sorry that your friend can't play anymore, but I know, I mean, just like you can still feel how you used to dance, that she absolutely can still feel when she was still playing and you guys were in conversation more often. So holding that for both of you. Yeah. It is interesting how this section is talking about using the body solely for communication. And that's exactly what you were doing in that moment. Was your body was being prompted to make that phone call and then call 911. It was for communication and probably saved her life. So, and you know, like I was talking about at the beginning, when we're grieving different things in our lives, it feels so important to have a different level of tolerance for our own humanity and understanding and self-compassion. I had kind of a similar experience over the weekend. I went to my son's and his wife's for dinner with my sister and her wife. The whole day was just kind of perfect. It started with Priscilla putting together that list of all the music that I've been sharing for the last 2 years in the ACIM group. And she put together a YouTube list. I can share it in our study group. But there's another WhatsApp group that I belong to where we've been doing the lessons every day for a few years now. And so I share with them the insights that I share with you all. And then I also share with them a piece of music to dance to that just pops into my head usually, or a word pops into my head while I'm reading the lesson that prompts me to a song. And so she made this list like as a gift to me. And that was just so sweet. And then I got to go to breakfast with a friend that I only see once a year. And then I got to hang out with my son and his wife and my sister and her wife. And it was such a perfect day. And it felt like the first time that the whole day I was happy all day long since Rudy's died. And the next day I had like a grief hangover. And luckily I had a counseling session already scheduled for that morning for myself. So I spoke to my counselor about it, and the thought that the mind was coming up with was, how could it be a perfect day if Rudy wasn't here? And I know that that was just the ego mind trying to make me feel guilty or ashamed for being happy in this circumstance. But I wrote about it. My Facebook group, that when I woke up with that grief, I called it the grief hangover, and with that question in my mind about how could it possibly have been a perfect day without Rudy, I said, I know the truth is, as much as I would have loved him to be there on Saturday experiencing all of it with me, I would not wish him to be back in that same body that was so sick and limiting. And grief can be a joy thief if I allow it to be. That is the nature of the meaning-making machine that is our mind. My higher intelligence self knows that Rudy was there with us the entire day, that we don't really go anywhere when we die, that our energy is just everywhere. And I have so many direct experiences with this, with both of my parents and with Rudy. So what I'm certain about with every cell, fiber, and function of my being, even though I can't prove it to anybody, is that we're all connected. We're connected to each other, to our ancestors, to our lineage, to the world around us, to divine energy, and of the divine energy that created everything, that told Carla to call her friend and then call 911. We're connected. We're connected, and that is the truth. So, yeah, I'm grateful that we get to come together and talk about the truth here, because the world would have us believe otherwise, that, it was just coincidence what happened with Carla and her friend. It was just coincidence that I had that beautiful day, and then the next day I had what seemed like an awful day. Like, I was sad all day long, and I just kind of moped around the house. But again, it's about that tolerance of my humanity and how important that is, and how it becomes so much more evident when we go through difficulties in our lives. And just using this physical experience as communication to teach us the truth of what we are. Go ahead, Carla.
And what if what we call difficulties are really opportunities? What is it? There's some movie, I don't think I ever saw it, where they spoke about when you ask for this something from God, it is like 3 or 4 different things. God just gives you the opportunities. God doesn't give you peace. He gives you an opportunity to choose. To choose peace or whatever it is. I don't know. It's very, it is, I see it myself as the mind still wants to go to naming things the way I've always named things. And I hear the mind tell me, oh, you're 65. It's really harder when you're older. It's not as easy as when you're 5 years old. Never mind. Truth has always been truth. when I was 5 or now. It has never changed. So there was I think if I remember this one line, it went 2017, 19. Jennifer had told us how I wanted to feel by the end of the year. And I said several, let's see if I can find them. I have them quickly. If not, I'll just move on. Yeah, no, I don't see it. So I must not. One of them was, this is one of all the things that several of them I actually didn't feel or didn't live then to be peaceful. I didn't have much more than now, but this is the most challenging one. This is it. I wake up each day with a joyful mindset, asking what the I am that I am is going to offer me today is an opportunity. And that's everything. I mean, they've said in the Course in Miracles, I think, and one of the benefit teachers, I don't remember what it said, everything that happens, whether it's someone running into you in an elevator, a child, and you only have 5 seconds, an opportunity to smile at them or get mad at it. I mean, everything. I mean, I'm just letting go. I know nothing. And everything, whether we know it or not, see it or not, or feel or not, is an opportunity. And I'm willing to wake up each day with joy, wondering what opportunity I am is going to offer me today to choose love. Thank you.
Thank you, Carla. Well, I'm going to end us a little bit early today because I have my quantum spiritual counseling class with Jennifer at the top of the hour. So next week we will continue in chapter 8, moving on to section 7, sickness as a false witness. And for our ending reading, I'm going to read what Carla shared from Regina Dawn Akers. Is attack possible? I just, actually, I can probably share it, but I want to make it a little bigger. Uno momento. Share screen. There we go. Question is attack possible? And the answer is no, attack is not possible because all thought is shared. Each one receives as he has asked to receive through his thought. Therefore, no one is ever attacked, and only his request is answered. Within perception, attack is a misperception of your experience. It is a misperception of what you believe you are doing and a misperception of that which you experience as being done. It is always misperception and never fact. I ask you to let go of attack thoughts, not because they are attack, but because they block true perception from your sight. As you believe in attack, you cannot see love because you believe love is attack. Love is not attack. Love is giving through spirit to spirit that which spirit requests. This giving is never given consciously as consciousness is the domain of the ego. This giving is natural and outside of the domain of the ego, so that it is without any conscious involvement at all. Love cannot stop, but love can be misperceived. If you believe in attack in order to see love's reflection through true perception, you must be willing to let go of all perception of attack. Remember this: when you believe you are attacking or have attacked, you are completely wrong. Give this misperception to me that you may see differently. When you believe that you are attacked, you are 100% wrong. Give this misperception to me that you may see differently. When you believe you see one attacking another, you are believing in attack yourself. Give this misperception to me that you may see differently. Miracles are never under conscious control because giving is never under conscious control. Spirit is not consciousness, as the ego is. The ego, or the part of the mind that thinks it is separate, interprets all that it is experiencing by making up stories about that which is experienced. However, all of that is made up. And so it is the veil that hides true perception from your awareness. When you do something, you may think, I am doing this because of this or that. Know that whatever you think after you think because of is not true. The only reason you do anything is because you are guided to do it by your thoughts, which come to you from your spirit. All that you do because you are guided to do it. You can never do anything independent of guidance. This is why you are innocent. Yet I teach that you have a choice about what you do and how you will feel, and this is also true. This is true because you get to request through spirit the experiences that shall be given you. You make this request through choosing which thoughts to believe or accept. If you accept that you are attacking, being attacked, or seeing attack, you will have the experience of attack because you have requested it through your perception. What you ask for is given you always. If you see the temptation or the opportunity to perceive attack, but you choose to let that opportunity pass you by refusing to accept the perception, you request the miracle. The miracle is not really a miracle at all. It is only a truer way of perceiving, which is seeing that there is no attack because there is only love. Watch your mind for your perceptions. Ask yourself, what do I truly want to experience right now? As you answer this question, you make a conscious decision about how to see. The answer to your request is delivered through spirit, which is not conscious, but it is always exactly that which you honestly requested.
Thank you, Linda.
Yeah, you're welcome. And I think it's so appropriate for what Peggy was talking about earlier and basically what we're all experiencing. So thank you for sharing it again, Carla. Thank you, everybody. Good luck with your doctor's appointment. Carol, I love you all so much. You are my answered prayer. I'll see y'all next week. Bye for now.